first observations to make is that the determination of Nigeria at this time to get stolen assets back would seem to have caught a country like Britain off guard, because clearly the President's observation underscores our own determination to end the rhetoric and the musical chairs. The zeal with which countries like Britain hypocritically recover assets is not matched by the equal zeal to return it. And when it comes to returning assets, then there are all manner of obstacles that are put along the way, mostly, in our view, not necessarily legal. Where there's a willingness, you could easily do this by a bilateral conversation and return assets. That's one. The second, of course, is the focus on conversations around looted public funds and pretending as if the capital flight from private sector operations don't matter. For example, evaded taxes, trade mispricing, under-invoicing of products, all of these which happen by big corporations who are doing a lot of business in Nigeria, profit shifting. This is very major, and I think that the evidence on the ground indicates that of the whole gamut of illicit financial flows, this represents over 60%. I'm not saying that publicly looted funds should be retained here.
You're saying the trade mispricing.
The trade mispricing and illicit financial flows that come from private sector operations, from IOCs, multinational corporations, is simply terrible. And most of them are able to get away with that by registering in tax havens, most of which are former British colonies. So then, of course, there's the third point about the hypocrisy of looking away from the operations of the financial services sector, both by the regulator, when big money moves, even by your own rules, it raises a red flag that could easily help to prevent more money from coming or trigger an investigation immediately. But everybody pretends as if everything is okay until there is a crisis, and then we start dancing politically around the issues. So I think that for us, the President's response to Cameron's misstatement clearly underscores our own give us the money back unconditionally, without rhetoric, without musical chairs.
Do you have a figure for how much, or do any of you have a figure for how much money is in the UK that you believe ought to be returned to Nigeria? We're talking public limited funds here.
I think that given our relationship with the UK and the fact that so many Nigerians have connections with the UK would have the grand prize for conservatively maybe over 40 billion, maybe more. If you go back in time and look at some of the figures we're seeing with single transactions, and if we look at the past, the times of quote-unquote ignorance, when we were not enlightened to what was going on, I mean, it will be very interesting to begin to receive information on beneficial ownership of properties and assets within the UK. I think that it will be shocking. I've read materials about whole streets being owned, you know.
Yeah, we'll come to the UK and what it's
So
do on the property.
clearly, I mean, without fixating on any figure, I think that we're looking at very huge sums of money here.
So it's been reported that Nigeria has signed bilateral agreements with Switzerland and the UAE and the USA for return of funds. Are there practical, and then this is to any of you actually, are there practical things that are happening at the moment to try and increase the pace of the asset recovery process?
The only practical thing happening are endless meetings and conversations that obviously do not
At an official level or just with
that obviously do not need to take place in an apparent obvious situation that is an acknowledgement that the victim country is Nigeria. And I think that part of the problem is that developed countries want to pretend as if nothing has changed in Nigeria, really. One can understand reluctance if it's a rogue government and you fear that returned assets will not be responsibly applied. But when the character of the government is clearly different, and the determination of the government is clearly different, the least that can be done is to encourage such a government to succeed in its own agenda, so that all of the talk about development, meeting SDGs, that flows from this side, can be assisted to really happen. So that on the one hand, you try and throw a challenge about ending poverty, improving enrollment, improving health services and social welfare. On the other hand, you are not doing what you ought to do to make it happen with our own resources.
So it was reported in September 2016, last year, that the UK said it was going to return tens of millions. Has anything happened on that?
We haven't seen anything. Not 10 of pennies.
Because there were the cases that there were some civil asset recovery cases almost 10 years ago now, when the money from former state governors Darrier and Alamassi was returned. But that wasn't that much. That much. It was 12 million. That's loads. But 900 million of the Batcher funds came through London originally. That's what came out in 2001. And money has gone back to Switzerland. From Switzerland.
Well,
that's right. Has any of the Abacha money?
Some Abacha funds were returned through Switzerland. About 500